You know, he didn't say we couldn't call him Chum. I have a feeling I'll be Chum if I said that. Nice. I was initially not going to come down here. I'm glad I did. I'm very glad I did. So, buddy, what do you have away here? Oh. Okay, overclock.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access denied.
Damn it. I don't want to fail the hack because it might throw stuff off. And actually, when I was doing that, I didn't actually check up top. No, well, when I was here last time, I didn't actually check up top. Just immediately went to search for the laptop. Okay, that's insane that it's still actually, you know, usable. Huh. I know, I feel that's a reference I should be able to get. Metal Gear, but Alright. I was hoping there was a thing around so I could, you know, not have to hack it. But, no. Not
Anomaly
an option.
detected. Trace program initiated.
Oh, that was a waste.
Access denied.
Just wasted stuff. Hey folks, and I'm back. Hopefully the recording actually did stop there. I stopped it while I was just trying to catch back up. And this, despite being on a fire, isn't actually burning.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Christ. That was close. Now the final window. Okay, maybe I should go for this. Or I can go for upgrades. Oh. Improve regen. Just straight out increased health. Or reduces healing delay. Increases biocell recharge rate. Increases maximum storage capacity. Or reduces delay between regen. Could go for improved hacking. No, you know what? I'm gonna go for increased regen. Okay, that's just a bordered window, not a vent. They saw what was there. Fine. I can't be bothered with that. Just hurts my eyes looking at it. You know what? Just use this. Brevity. Dr. Miller has told me you don't come to the office very often, but I was hoping we could find a time for you to talk to me. Standard procedure. New shrink has to poke her fingers into everyone's pie. You're in the SAAF, right? Think we might have some friends in common. Regards, Lara. What happened to you last night, man? Did you get some kind of 911 or something? I looked around at midnight and you were gone. No one saw you take off either. Of course, we're all a bit wasted by then. Just seen the size of the bill. Speaking of which, you know Kruger's retiring, right? Next time you're at the airfield, be prepared to ante up. We're passing a hat. Yeah, hoping to raise enough to buy him a real parting gift. I want you hear you complaining that you only buy gifts for people you like. Because everyone loves Jerry. Seriously, you can afford to dish out 20 credits. Mr. Kane, a payment has just been processed on your account. However, the bill is still 2 months in arrears. This is the third time this has occurred. If the bill is not paid in its entirety by the end of the month, no choice but to have your foster brother transferred to a public facility. And Johannesburg Assisted Living Complex. Wait, disappearing what? Trick. Alright, it was read it as track. I was wondering, like, what? Pocket secretary. Let's see. You're a man of few words, so... you're a man of few words, so I shall be the same. I know who you are, I know where you came from, I know what you have behind. You carry a heavy burden, I can make it lighter. 47, 22N. Offer expires at midnight. Huh. Bit of a gap between them. Okay, I'm gonna look this up. Apparently it's Stanton down. I suppose that's a bit of a spoiler, but if you actually looked at Human Revolution, the from address is apparently the same there. Remember in Henshaw there was the transcript to the intro. Same address. I'm just seeing spoilers now for this game, but yeah, it's nowhere we can go, but it's a hint at connections. I suppose that's a spoiler, but basically, if you remember details from Deus Ex, you would actually know who this is, what this is about. Deus Ex Human Revolution. I think. So you hear me, the game. I am the recording, and you can see it.
Daylight's wasting, boy. In case you haven't noticed. You good to go yet?
Let's do this.
Good. Strap in.
But still we have no answers. No one has yet claimed responsibility. Dr. Talos Rucker, the leader of ARC, posted a letter condemning the attack. Sources close to the investigation, however, tell me that Rucker and ARC may be behind it after all. I don't know about you folks, but with the upcoming...
Interesting pre-game ritual you've got there. You getting pissed enough to end this guy yet?
I got a no-kill order.
Is that right? Would have thought he'd done enough to warrant extreme prejudice.
How far out are we?
Coming up on it now. Not many spots I can set her down. You got a preference?
Get as close to the ground as you can. I'll take it from there.
Whatever you say, boss. Jensen, still got all your parts together?
I'm fine. How close did you get me to our contact's location? I was in Unit 237.
Jesus, Jensen, I didn't put you on his doorstep. Residential sector should be just ahead of you. Me, I'm gonna switch to autopilot, have a coffee. Let me know if things get interesting.
What's Rocker Post?
Usually, a humanitarian disaster like this would get a lot of press and foreign aid. But given that these are augmented people, there is not much we can do here, other than make people as comfortable as possible. Not without supplies.
Hey, you better watch yourself around here, Ranch. We don't like sellouts here in Golem City. We have to take care of ourselves. ARC is always on the lookout for turncoats and rats working for the enemy. We have enough problems here without that.
Z vás koukaj potíže. Nechci se do toho plít. Hey
Hele,
man.
koukejte, odsud vypadne.
Hey man.
Vy mi připadáte jako do naše.
Don't walk away, please. I need just a little. You have so much and I have nothing. Please.
If only I had the option. Sorry, developers say no.
Are you alive? I don't suppose you've got any neuropazine you can spare, do you?
Here. Looks like these people need it more than I do.
That's very kind of you. Wasn't expecting. Word of advice? You might want to keep a low profile tonight. Golem City can be sketchy in the best of times. This definitely isn't one of them.
Why? What's happened?
Haven't you heard? Terrorists try to blow up Rosika Station. And even though people here couldn't have had anything to do with it, the cops need someone to blame.
These cops, they're looking for members of ARC?
We're all members of ARC to them, one way or another. And some of us may have even done bad things, but not the kind of things the rest of the world says we've done.
Sounds like you support ARC.
Why shouldn't I? The Augmented Rights Coalition was started with the best of intentions, as a non-violent way to confront injustices and advance the cause of augmented rights.
Okay. But in my experience, the best of intentions often go awry.
That may be true, but right now Talus Rucker and ARC are the only things keeping people in Golem alive. Trust me, they're the good guys.
I'm getting the impression that you see ARC and Talus Rucker as some kind of augmented Robin Hoods. How well do you know the man?
I met Talus years ago in India. We were both humanitarian aid volunteers back then.
Is he a good man? The press paints him as a narcissist.
He has his faults, but I wouldn't believe everything you see on Pacus News.
Does he visit this area of the complex much?
He... You know, you've been asking me an awful lot of questions.
It's just that I heard Rucker didn't get augmented voluntarily, so I was wondering how that kind of experience colours man's perspective around those who did. I was distracted for a moment, so I missed the line. Did I do something to offend you, Doc? That was my intention. Just fine.
It's just that I heard Rucker didn't get augmented voluntarily, so I'm wondering how that kind of experience colors a man's perspective around people who did.
Talus was always passionate about the ability of neuroaugmentations to heal people's bodies and souls. His accident only strengthened his beliefs.
Is he still an idealist then, after everything that's happened?
Listen to his daily broadcasts. He believes people will usually do the right thing in time. They just need to discover what the right thing is.
Nah, I can't replay it.
Where I come from, cops are supposed to be the good guys.
What planet is that? Because where I come from, the police have been militarizing for years, wasting money and inciting deep levels of mistrust between them and the very people they're supposed to protect.
Is that what's happening in Golem City?
It's happening all over the place. The cops in Golem are a special breed. They control everything here. Food, drugs, neuropazine, and not all of them think very highly of us Augs.
Oh, she's Augs as well.
I
Thought
see.
she was a natural.
Well, thanks for the warning, Doc.
I hope you'll take it to heart.
Just one? Just one? I could have given more.
Block it out. Just block it out.
Your temperature is a little high. Are you feeling chills?
There we go. My dear Oscar, of course I forgive you. I wish I could be there to hold you up and help you. Please hold on. There's always the hope of Mom. I'm sorry. Hi, Mom. I know it's been a while. I wound up in Golem City. I know you warned me not to get augmented. I know you said I was wasting and destroying what God gave me, and maybe you're right. I don't know. It's horrible here. ARC has some aid workers to give us neuropazine when they can. It's never enough, and the pain is so bad I turned to neon. It's good at first, but now I can't stop. Don't know how much longer I can hold out. I just feel like giving up. I'm so sorry. Is there any chance you can forgive me for all the things I said and did? Oscar. When he finally got some neuropazine, it killed him.
Fuck.
Because of the arc, the neon in his system. That's depressing, honestly. Taiyang Medical, chip off the old block. Worry not, dear Augs, for the chip the UN demands you swallow or be damned apparently unobtrusively supports intrinsic nervous control of installed augmentation. What's more, you'll now be considered safe against involuntary aberrations in expected behavior. Excellent. This alarmingly dystopian lingo was borrowed directly from the documentation written by Taiyang Medical, chip's manufacturer, who also made the biochip that made people go nuts in the first place. The tech giant isn't strange to this kind of controversy either. Wasn't Taiwan TYM that supplied a quick fix biochip to repair manufacturing augments back in 2027, only days before the incident occurred? Now, barely a year later, and here's another quick fix chip from this very same experts. No, aberrations expected in expected behavior from TYM either. In a recent in a recent interview, Nathaniel Brown described Rabia as a safe haven for Augs, further revealing that the self-sufficient city in the desert is costing over $7 million per day to build. Santos CEO seemed unperturbed. It's not just the money that keeps me doing what I do. Honeyed Brown opined to camera. Rabbi Ah is giving augmented people all over the world an opportunity to rebuild their lives and dignity. It's a win-win scenario for everyone, and I'm proud to be involved. Inspiring, isn't it? In other news, Brown will attempt to walk on Santo-branded water before turning it into wine and toasting his investors. They did Brown being hailed as some kind of business saint is repugnant. Reports of Rabia paint a picture of indentured Aug workers ransomed to pit and salaries, promises of a place in paradise. The trouble is, the only people getting tickets there are those willing to buy them with Santo's money. The projected capacity of Rabia is 101,500. There are 7.1 million augmented survivors since the tragic incident. By reckoning, that's roughly one for every daily dollar spent building a paradise most can't afford. Will Brown make them pay to dig their own graves next? I can't hack that.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated.
No. Oh well.
Access granted.
Receiving this automatic notification because I'm out of the office. Thank you for your patience. Rokar Burke. Okay. So needs shipments. Administrator Burke, I understand that contacting you directly is a little unorthodox, but the situation here is getting out of hand. I can now say in no uncertain terms that the PCR and sealing our 8 shipments. I spoke with Dr. Logan last night. He mentioned that he found over 100 charcoal water filters dumped into a sewage drain near the police block. Water filters I was expecting in the last shipment. As you can guess, they're completely useless to us now. As a result of the shipment being stolen, I've reached out to the had to find something. Augmented Rights Coalition for help. Talos Rucker assured me that if the organization can send any additional aid to Utrecht, he and his people will ensure that shipments are secured and delivered to us. Meantime, ARC has been kind enough to supply us with fresh vegetables from their greenhouses. He's Administrator Burke. I understand that this request is stretching the organization's resources, but these people are dying. Hopefully, Dr. Martina Anzima? Dr. Zima, first I'm sorry to hear about trouble in the Udla complex. Our organization strives to provide aid to as many people around the world as possible, and not to focus on one area over the other. Yes, the situation in the Udla complex is dire, as people there deserve our attention, but so do many others around the world. I won't bore you with the numbers, Dr. Zema, but doubling our efforts in Udla could be to the detriment of one of our other programs. I'm sorry, but you and Dr. Logan will have to rely on what you have available to get you through until the next available shipment arrives, currently 23 days hence. Now, on the subject of seeking assistance from the Augmented Rights Coalition, I must say, Dr. Zima, I'm very disappointed to hear this. We cannot work with or consider assistance from any group that's associated with terrorism, proven or not. Or if this gets around to our donors, I hate to imagine what will happen to our funding. Please disassociate from Talos Rocker and the Augmented Rights Coalition immediately. That being said, I hope you are keeping well. Respectfully, Rocker Burke. Temporary housing. Greetings, Dr. Zema. I hope that you find your housing unit inside the Ubla complex to your liking. Please refer to registered resident guide for sending any questions you may have. As a security measure, your safe is currently assigned a temporary code 9990. You can reset it to this code to your own preference before securing any items inside.